So a salesperson says we were founded in 1922. That transmits robustness, history, gravitas, poise, elegance, safety. And the customer says, so you're old. And then they say, let me show you a map of our offices. That's global presence, big enough to cope, small enough to care. We're G-local. That's the way we like to look at it, not global, local. And someone goes, so you're fat. So the thing is, what we say is often very different to what the customer hears. It was interesting, those people who were pointing, as you were pointing, that's what we do at our customers really. We point at them, and as we point and we look down our thing, we go, yeah, I know about your past. I know exactly about your past. But if you're the person on the receiving end of 10 fingers, it feels a bit different. So how communication is at one end of the arm is totally different than the other. I should just say, by the way, that the people who've got lots of fingers pointing at them, they're basically one of three categories. There are some people who go, they always talk in quite a high voice, they go, what do you mean? It's not me. Or the second group of people, which I quite like, is when they're just quite cool and they go, you're right, just this weekend. And then, of course, the third group are the ones, are my favourite. They are the ones who look a little bit scared and go, oh no, they know. I thought my face was hiding it. So, how are we going to make sure we sell some more? In your notes, if you go to pages 2 and 3 of the pack. Page 2 and 3, it's a double spread. There are basically 3 steps to closing a sale, and you can make it as complicated as you like, but these 3 are all essential. And what I thought I would do, if this worked for you, is I would explain what the 3 steps are, and if you like to make notes and stuff, write it maybe on the left-hand side. And after each of the 3 steps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you create a 3-column table, which will help you sell more stuff. So I thought maybe you might like to write the theory on the left and do the table on the right. So if you're a theory person, you can read that when you get home. If you're a practical person, you can just ignore that and just do the 3 columns. So the idea is, I think you would only judge if my talk was any good if it actually helped you sell more stuff. So I'd like you to think it's interesting, I'd like you to think I'm ace, but to be honest, the only way any of us will view it as success is if you can sell more as a result. So that's what we're aiming for here. So let's do some of the theory on the left-hand side. I said that there are only 3 steps of selling. It took me a while, but I managed to get them beginning with A, B, and C. If you want, let's call it Andy Bounds' ABC method. I've just made that up now. It's pretty good. The first step of selling is to do the opposite of what pretty much anybody does. When people sell, they normally talk about 2 things. They talk about themselves and they talk about their past. So they say, we were founded in 1922, here's a map, these are the 7 different types of printing we do, these are the people we work with, here are some testimonials. And basically what it's doing is it's talking about me and my past. Now the trouble is, there's only 2 things you're interested in, and they're the total opposite. You're not interested in me, you're interested in you, and you're not interested in my past, you're interested in your future. So me saying founded in 1922 is not just a bit off, it's 180 degrees opposite to what you want me to talk about. You want me to talk about your future. So the A of ABC stands for afters. Now any of you have heard me speak before will have heard me talk about this. In fact, I've been described as various things. One of them is, isn't he the afters guy? Another one is, looks a bit like a fat Grant Mitchell. My least favourite one, and this was a thing that started at university, is, looks a bit like Yoda, actually. And normally when you say that, people go, no. Yeah, actually. So anyway, so I'm sort of known as the afters guy, and what I mean by this is, it's my absolute firm belief that customers don't care what you do, which is a real shame because we sell by talking about what we do. Yeah, so if you're a web designer, you think people want your web designs. They don't. They want the afters of a web design. Why they're better off afterwards. So what do I want after a web design is I want a good website. And after that, people will see it. And after that, my sales should go up. So I'm not coming to you because I want a website. I'm coming to you because I want more leads or more sales. Those of you who work in IT might talk about your IT specialism and think everyone's fascinated by your IT specialism and all your awards and stuff. It's not true. The reason people have IT is because they want their business to be more efficient or more effective or to be able to speak to more people at once. So it's an enabling thing, it's not an IT thing. And this is not just the case with business to business, it's business to consumer. So when you buy a newspaper, you might well think that you want a newspaper. You don't, you want the news. When you go into an optician's and you think you want glasses, you don't, you want vision. I could give you an hour of examples of this, but basically the point is nobody wants what you do. They want what you cause. I don't want a tax accountant, I want someone who reduces my tax bill. If I say to anyone I'm a consultant, they look at me a bit almost pityingly and say, between jobs, are you? But if I say I help companies sell more than they thought they could, which is my job, then people say, oh, I bet you're busy, how do you do that? Our job isn't to do stuff, our job is to cause stuff. Now this puts you in a very powerful place. As the old saying goes, nobody wants a quarter-inch drill, they want a quarter-inch hole. Now if you were a drill salesperson, you knew that somebody was after a hole, you probably would talk about the hole, not the drill. Now listen to this. Imagine, if you will, that we are a chemist, and someone comes into the chemist and they say they want toothpaste. Now we know they don't want toothpaste, they want the afters of toothpaste. But we can't say, I think you'll find you want the afters, because they might just walk out. So we do some clever questioning and say, so we've got all different sorts of toothpaste, do you mind me asking some questions to make sure I give you the right one? And the customer says, sure, what do you want to know? And he said, well, you know, why do you want the toothpaste? Do I want to clean my teeth? Yeah, I know, but is this a medical thing? Is it a smell thing? And the customer says, it's a smell thing. And you go, a smell thing? How intriguing. Is it fresh mint, spearmint, peppermint, normal mint, mint, eucalypt? What smell do you like? And the customer says, I'll tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a smell that smells nice for ages. And now we're intrigued. And we say, why do you want a smell that smells nice for ages? And they say, I'll tell you why. I'm going out on Friday and I'm looking for love. Now, if we're a chemist talking to someone who's looking for love on a Friday, there's a lot we can sell them. They'll find the budget for love on a Friday night. They might argue about the price of toothpaste. So our job isn't to do stuff, our job isn't to sell stuff, our job is to cause stuff.